Hi, boys and girls. Well, Bob has just volunteered to go try to save Boss's puppy. Let's see how that turns out. Then, to my surprise, some fool blurts, "I'll go find him." Oh, apparently it's me. Yay! We'll go, Ivan says. Yay, more swimming, Ruby cries. It's not safe, Ruby, I say. You have to stay here. I promised Akilo I'd watch out for you. I made it this far, she says, donning her elephant pout face. Ivan and I sigh. It's exhausting, all this responsibility, this worry, this love. Promise to stay close, I ask. She holds up her trunk. Elephant's honor. Cause Akilo will make dog soup out of me if anything happens to you. Yuck, Ruby giggles. How did you know I can almost do a somersault in the water, Uncle Bob? Ivan taps politely on the door to the donut shop. But even a polite knock from a gorilla sounds like a visit from a wrecking ball. The door opens a crack. I think 2 or 3 people may have fainted, but we can't stay to find out. I hop onto Ivan's shoulder and the 3 of us head off. I glance behind me to see Boss standing on the pavement watching us. In the darkness and rain, I can't read her eyes, but I'd like to think that there's hope in them. Traffic stop. We slog up a slight hill and around a corner. The traffic lights are out, and nobody seems to be on the streets. That is, until we cut through a stand of palm trees and come across some police officers in a slow-moving squad car. Its blue and red lights are circling. Attention, one of the officers announces over the loudspeaker. This area is under a mandatory evacuation order. Do not. Then the announcement stops, and so does the car. Uh-oh, says Ruby. I think they spotted us, I say. We're kind of hard to miss, Ivan points out. The car moves closer, so close I can see dropped jaws and bulging eyes. The car brakes to a stop, and the driver's side door flies open, and one of the officers jumps out. The other officer, a skinny young guy, follows suit, but he looks annoyed. What are you doing, he says. Don't be a hero. We could stay in the car where it's safe. I'm looking, says the driver into her radio receiver, at a gorilla, an elephant, and the gorilla has a tiny dog on his shoulder, and no, I have not been drinking. They said the park got hit by a tornado, said the skinny officer, carefully aiming his pistol. We can't exactly shoot a gorilla, the driver says, and I like the way she's thinking. Try me. And what's his crime exactly? Jaywalking? Thing is, I love elephants, says the driver. My daughter collects stuffed elements. Stuffed toys, not stuffed real ones. She listens to the radio for a moment. Get animal control over here, says the skinny officer. Get a van, get a moving truck, get a 747, I don't care. Ivan, I whisper in his ear, this is not looking good. You and Ruby gotta stay put. Don't make any sudden moves. No funny business, okay? These guys are freaking out. Ivan sits down on the ground slowly, very, very slowly, and Ruby settles next to him, and the driver smiles. Aw, that's so cute. Skinny officer nods. Yeah, in a kind of deadly kind of way. I gotta do this, I say to my friends. If you stay calm, they won't mess with you. But Bob, worry clouds Ivan's face, you need us. What I need for you is to stay alive, I reply. I can see isn't going to listen to reason, so I try a different approach. Ivan, I say, it's like this. Boss is my sister. I let her down once, and now, well, I have a second chance. I'll explain it all later, but I need to do this. Ivan looks at the officers, the guns drawn, and nods. You are the one and only Bob, he says. You got this, pal. I lean into the air, into a vast unknown, just like Chemo did. Well, maybe not quite so elegantly, but I do my best. Lightning and fireworks. It isn't far to the bridge, but far is relative when the wind is blowing down houses like the big bad wolf. I watch a stop sign fly past, and I navigate around trees scattered like popsicle sticks. I keep an eye out for gators and pythons. Lightning strikes a tree. I brace for the thunder. It shakes the earth, the air, my teeth, and my bones. A branch falls on a power line and sparks dance like fireworks. Oh, I hate fireworks. I move with more care after that. I know enough to stay away from the down power lines, thanks to the Weather Channel and the storm chasers. Man, I love TV. I'd give anything to be watching it from my nice cozy bed right now. Good thing I know where the bridge is. My swollen nose throbs. What's the point of owning a top-of-the-notch sniffer if it's not working right? When I pass a bird's nest on the ground, I offer to help the owner, a jay, and she swears at me. At least I think she does. I hear nuts and some other interesting words. I tend to forget that in some circles, dogs are considered predators. I wonder how Chemo and the others escapees are doing. One thing I know for sure, having been on the inside of the outside, is that way too much of the world ain't made for wild animals. How would a meerkat cross a highway? How would a panther face down a city block? How would a wolf survive an encounter with a gun? For that matter, who do I think I am playing hero? Nutwick was right. I'm soft. I'm slow. I'm not a street dog anymore. I'm a pampered, lazy pooch. I hear the rush of water and a different sound from the pouring rain, and out of nowhere, there it is, the creek. Boss mentioned that the car was near the bridge, but when I get close, I remember what the officer at the shelter said, that the bridge had collapsed, and then I see it. A little car, rounded top, floating, caught in the dislodged tree at the edge of the roaring creek, not far from the crumbling remains of the bridge. And on top of that car, even though it's completely impossible, is a puppy. Waiting. And all I can think of is, that dog is a nincompoop. Another bridge. The creek is filled with pieces of trees and boards and trash cans and plastic chairs and everything you can imagine. It's moving way too fast for me to cross. I stare at the far side of the creek at the collapsed bridge. I really wish I hadn't seen that puppy. I know there's another way to cross the creek of sorts downstream a bit, an old pedestrian bridge made of wood and metal and rope. No one uses it anymore. Well, no one with sense. When I reach it, the little bridge is swaying like a cradle. It's blocked off by a rusty metal gate to keep people from using it, but I can easily squeeze through the bars. I run halfway across, lose my footing, and then run some more. Gulp! What am I doing? A fresh gust pushes the bridge with such force that I slip and half my body is dangling off the edge. I dig my claws into the wet wooden slatch, and oh, I am glad my nails are long and sharp because I fight off Sarah's clippers whenever I can. Pulling, man, I wish I hadn't eaten so much cheese over the years. And then, woof, one last effort, and I'm back on the bridge. It feels good, so good, to return to that little stretch of swinging slats. I want to live, I really do. I don't care about that puppy anymore. I just don't want to die this way, not like this. The fear's in my throat, in my heart, in my gut. I gotta get off this rickety bridge, get back to Ivan and Ruby, back to my wonderful Bob-smelling bed. I'm not a hero. Never have been, never will be. I can live with that, 'cause at least I'll be alive. I turn, moving snail slow because the stupid bridge just won't stay put, crawling on my belly so I won't lose my footing again. Almost at the end, I glance back, like a fool, just in time to see the car with the puppy lurch loose from its mooring in the tree, swirling into the middle of the creek like a toy boat in a bathtub. The puppy isn't howling or anything. He's just lying on his belly, same as me, waiting. What a nincompoop, I think again. And I'm honestly not sure whether I mean him or me. Hero. I will not lie. I am not thinking, oh yeah, now I get to be a hero. Nope. I'm thinking, you've got to be kidding me. Just a few more seconds and I would have been out of here. I may or may not used a few choice words. Way worse than anything that Jay came up with. And then I ran back to the middle of the bridge and wait a split second, maybe 2, maybe 3, and then I jump. Oh boy, boys and girls, do you think Bob is going to be able to save the puppy? He sure is a reluctant hero. I will record some more soon. Ciao, ciao for now.